Isn't that then what a Guru Bhai is?
A Guru Bhai is
Om Namo Shivaya.
Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo
Shivaya. Om Namo
Jai
Shivaya.
Kali Ma. Your Guru Bhai is a fellow disciple of the same Guru.
Okay.
So you this lineage, you automatically need five.
Not automatically, that is the tradition.
That's the tradition.
That's the tradition. There is no other way. You must have five. And in fact, those five, in the best of circumstances, should be spread throughout the 52 lineages of the Akarta, or the Society of Yogis. They should be spread. They shouldn't just be located. You don't have five gurus from the same family, right? From the same lineage. You don't have five gurus from the same lineage, even, right? You'll have a maximum. It's not good to have any more than three maximum. It's best that you have two, right, from the same lineage. So what you do is you try and spread it. And in fact, if you look at the Indian family, especially the more higher caste or aristocratic families, there is always the attempt to bring in relations from a distance, so that the influence and knowledge and information, so forth, to a family broadens, expands, it covers a larger area of diversity. Diversity, right? Whether it's geographical or cultural, but enlarge the diversity, not close it down and limit it. You see, which is very much the tendency in the modern world, right? We want to universalize things, which makes them one. Oh yes, this is something that everybody does, and this is something that everybody thinks. Yes, everybody wants democracy. This is all they want in their lives. Everybody around the world, they go to their temples and churches and they pray for democracy. You see, this is the way that it ultimately works, you know, in terms of delusion, you know. So what I'm saying is that traditionally, wise people embrace diversity and expansion rather than uniformity, homogeneity, and contraction.
Yeah. Can you speak about?
We're going to do oddity, but I want to speak about
the guru relationship as a Westerner.
This is very, very different. This is very, very different. Westerner, I would say it's just about impossible for a Western person to have a traditional guru-shishya relationship. It's, you know, just a tiny, tiny speck of a chance that happens to be from almost chance for that to really happen, because we are so programmed and so conditioned, and we have such a well-established structure and paradigm for addressing all these things, that it just doesn't work unless there is considerable deprogramming, considerable work on sort of deconstructing oneself and understanding one's deep assumptions. Assumptions that will never be really even questioned in your life. Things that you assume to be true that you'll never look at. And so a different kind of paradigm is really required. I think there's a bit of a vacuum. And so, because of the nature of our culture, which is a consumer culture, this is our nature from the time we wake up in the morning to the time we go to sleep at night. This is what we're dealing with, and because of that nature, the marketplace has jumped in to replace what nature and tradition has always supplied to humankind. And that, in my thinking, that's a pretty major thing. So we have to look at the actual means, the actual access to knowledge in a slightly different way. None of you have the time, for God's sake. Huh? This is one of the major
It
issues.
is one of the major issues.
Huh?
It is one of the major issues.
Yeah, what?
If you have to still worry about rent or mortgage, then or family.
Well, I mean, you're ready to take 20 minutes off, but are you ready to take 20 years off? You can't. It's not even a question or a possibility or anything like that. So this is why I say that. There are certain elements there, the element of time. You need so much time. And because most of us have not had the family paradigm, the traditional family paradigm to continue, we have to start afresh and establish a paradigm that may not even work. So these are some of the issues that we have to deal with in that respect. Still, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's rewarding, it's redeeming. We just should be careful that we don't fantasize it into something that it's not, so that we can use the true value that it really gives us. Instead of looking beyond the true value for a fantasy, we got true value in front of our faces if we can only bring our eyes into focus and recognize it.
That's tricky. The fantasy stuff.
Well, there is a huge, huge difference between fantasy and the fantastic. All the difference.